All right, good evening, everybody. It looks like we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to season 13 of NGS. I'll be your caster for tonight, Dark Knight. This is kind of awkward, right? Caster for tonight, Dark Knight. But anyways, we have a Division C West matchup between Knights that go Bork and Knife Party. Looks like the teams are readying up, and we're going to be moving into the lobby. And so this is interesting. We have Knife Party moving up, the grand champions from Division D. They made their way to Division C West. And so looking at the standings, I know some just had a few matches. It looks like Party is up at top. Obviously, teams still have only played one or two games thus far. But let's move into the draft. We did have Inferno Shines being picked on the side of War of I was gonna say War's Fun. War Fun is the captain. Knife Party picked Inferno Shrines. I'll show up the update in a bit of the bands. We had Bork, Banat, Altrak, Pass, and Cursed Hollow. Knife Party banning out Braxis and Dragonshire. No one loves Braxis. We see the automatic Tin ban. Tin known for his Phoenix play. They're not going to allow him to play that Phoenix. We did see an Alex Straza ban. Interesting. We're not seeing the Johanna ban yet. The typical Johanna, Stukov, Junkrat, Rhaegar bans that we see. We do see a Rhaegar, though, leaving Johanna open. An instant lock by Matlock. Johanna, since her last rework, and surprisingly, since the last patch was not nerfed or touched, and so still very strong, being a very highly contested tank. Let's see what Knife Party is choosing. Sabine with Asmodan and Dahaka being played by War is Fun. So we do see the Dahaka being picked up, another hero that has been very successful. Of course, bringing the global. We do see Tychus and Anduin. So at this point, Knife Party is looking probably to ban out some sort of combo, and we do see Blaze. Blaze also another hero that surprisingly has picked up as far as gameplay after the past couple patches. And so now currently being favored more, being able to dual soak, provide CC, and protective abilities. We do see a Lucio ban. Knife Party still needing to pick a tank, a healer, and another flex or DPS. I would imagine Diablo. Diablo is always the typical pick on Infernal Shrines. Very strong. Lots of walls, and we do see the Diablo. And an Uther coming out. So a pretty strong front line. Very beefy. But Tychus is pretty good against beefy front lines. Although he has to be careful. Although Johanna does provide, or is really strong with wave clear. Sometimes peeling might be some challenge, but Falling Sword can negate an APOC from Diablo. We do see Nazebo and Leoric being picked up. And so Nazebo, I think, is a hero who's actually very strong in this map. don't see him play too much, but especially with the spider build. I've been on the opposite end of the receiving end, I should say, of spiders from an Azebo Q build, and it hurts. But the last pick we see a Kerrigan. Ooh, spicy. Like that. So we do see more of a standard comp on the side of Knife. I'd say both, except maybe the Zebo and Kerrigan. But with that, moving on to game one.
Leonidas drops the stun and drops the full ult. Oh my goodness, look at the health bars. It's a quad kill.
Should find the kill. Lunara will clean up that fight. Oh my god, I can't believe it. It is going to be Soul Shield. You gotta be kidding me.
Raw to take the 3v1, gets one, looking for the second. Crispy is popping off.
Looks like that Blizzard may connect with 4 people.
Oh, Lady Ronin! Oh my goodness, what a chat!
That was really good.
Prepare yourselves for battle, heroes.
Alright, Inferno Shrines, game one. We have 10 on the Zebo, Matlock on the Johanna, Ikari on the Tychus, Silver Spy on Anduin, and Yatcher on the Leoric, Sabine on
The battle begins in 10 seconds.
I'm gonna get out his name. Asmodan, War's Fun.
4, 3,
Playing.
2, 1. Let the battle begin.
Sorry, this is feedback. It's my first cast, so it's gonna be rough. War's Fun on the Dahaka, Sabine on the Asmodan, Knives on the Diablo, Deadboard on the Uther and Parabolic. Kerrigan. Ritual of the mid lane teams right away getting back into the lanes. See Knife Party being a little bit slower on the rotation. So what's going to be interesting is, will they be able to pull off that combo? You do have the Kerrigan, and the Diablo, and the Uther. But Johanna can negate that quite a bit with Falling Sword, and so that's going to be very interesting to look for. Can Knife Party set up the, or pick the right time to use their combo? We do see both teams picking up. Diablo getting low, having to back away. Dr. tries to come in, time misses. Backs off. Well, he does actually not be able to get away. Dahaka goes down, first blood. On the side of Knife Party, we do see Kerrigan trying to pick up some of that middle lane. Some glows of top being left over. We see Yatzer on the Leo coming up to soak that. Knights that go Bork picking up their bruiser camp. Probably gonna have some pretty good timing. We do see Knife Party still pushing bottom, and so that's the value of the Asmodan. The pseudo global sending the straight value, being able to help push lanes, and we're gonna get Johanna, and Johanna is gonna go down. An indestructible tank. And sort of sort of destructible at that point. We do see Kerrigan starting the Bruiser camp to the side of Knife Party. All the while, Knights that go Bork are putting themselves in position to start the objective, and they do. They're almost at 7 with about a quarter, less than a quarter lead advantage. So we're going to try and engage. Now they can engage G7. And that is what's that. Kerrigan hit a combo. Done. You see the pull by the Anduin. Save. It's 10 goes in trouble at that time. Oh wow, Leo was working on the objective. The wall bang on the Diablo, getting to pick off the Anduin, but all the while, the rest of the team's Knife Party getting rather low. Leo doing some damage, but it's straight value time for Leo. Kerrigan rather low still. You see, it's 35 to 11. So if you're a Knife Party, you might be thinking that we have to go somewhere else. Maybe you see the Haka dig bottom. It's time that we back off. Leo able to use his straight his Wraith Walk to step away. You see this being jumped over the wall. And melted rather quickly. Kerrigan in that African able to take it down rather quickly, but you do get the top off. We see the Diablo engage on the Nuzito, but might pay his. The shield comes out. It was enough to save him. Value of that level 1 soul shield. You see Knights go Bork, rotate down mid. Ah, my voice is very low. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for letting me know. I had to change some of the settings. Again, I had to do a lot of updates to my system over the past season, or over the off season, I should say. And I thought I checked them and they sounded fine yesterday, but it might be one of those where I just have to change the volume really quickly. Fight over the bottom siege camp. And that Nuzito wall. We're able to push off Knights that go Bork. Makla trying to get on point, but having to step away. Interesting, obviously, we have. Meanwhile, Kerrigan being the pseudo offlaners soaking while the Haka has been more in the format. Oops. So change the in-game settings really quickly. Let's go. Let me do see it. Ooh, fight. And we do have. Nuzito going down, didn't get a chance to look up the 10s or talk about them. We did see Light Bomb from Anduin, Gargantuan from the Nuzito, Entomb, Commander Odin, and Blessed Shield. Interesting. Opting not to take the Unstoppable. Isolation, Lightning Breath. Ah, maybe that's what happened. Maelstrom, Tide of Sin, and Divine Storm. So I guess Knife Party picked up their 10s first. I think I missed. I was focusing on the voice. Oh, really? Okay, how about now? I apologize about that. do this real quickly. Okay, you can see the first objective, or the second objective fight. And Tim coming out. And Zebo going down again. Divine Storm being used, but no follow-up on that. Gargantua is still there. And we do see Lightning Breath coming out. Kerrigan engaging, but getting rather low. To be able to provide some healing. And here we have the members of Knife Party getting real low. I think I need to change some of the mic settings. And we do have a 2 or 3 for 1 Diablo coming back though. But Knights that go Bork able to secure their second objective. It looks like it will probably be able to take it down. All the while though, Mad Bruiser Cam able to get some value on the top lane nonetheless. Yeah, I think it's like a first cast issues. Let's see, maybe I was moving some things around earlier, and I think I moved around too much. But let me fix it real quickly. I mean, 9% probably. There you go. Hopefully that's better. We did see the siege camp being taken by Knights that go Bork, and we missed the pick on that Asmodan. But even all the while, with the structures down, we do see Knife Party still slightly ahead on XP. If you look at deaths, it's 5 to 6 thus far, but so at this point, if you're Knife Party, you're probably looking to try and do something to set up your win condition. Both teams are really close to level 16. The bottom fort is about less than half. We do see Knights Go Bork being aggressive. There's not much they can do, so it looks like they're just trying to see if there's someone they can pick off in rotation. Maybe put pressure bot. All the while, Dehaka in that top lane trying to keep that soak up. We do see them to engage, and Diablo will be going down. Light Bomb coming out, but the Divine Storm able to stop and engage slightly. Uther does go down, and with that, 2 members of Knife Party do go down, and they do secure that bottom fort. We still have the mid one available, about 50%. But without Diablo, Knife Party not able to contest much. But yeah, thank you, Gigo Smack. At this point, hopefully it's better. We do see both teams trading, getting their Bruiser camps. But if you are, thank you for letting me know. But if you are Knife Party again, you're starting to potentially run out of options, right? We do see the engage with the Johanna Light Bomb and Tomb with the Odin coming out. Diablo trying to push back. We did see the Uther's Sun coming out, but didn't quite see who it hit. We see Lightning Breath coming out. The Haka able to dig, conserve some of his health. All the while, Kerrigan able to get some value. There's some slight lag, it looks like, that I'm getting. We do see the re-engage when Knights go Bork, and oh! Nazebo able to do a lot of damage. Uther going down. However, Knife Party able to secure. That was huge. We do see Tahaka dig top to try and help clear up this camp. Very low. We do see Leo coming up as well. We do see Kerrigan combo on the Nazebo able to secure that kill. And this is big. It is a frozen Punisher, so you're able to get a lot of value. Johanna gets flipped. Able to use her trait to walk away. And with the Punisher slightly less than half, looks like might get maybe the wall. But still, what's important is to set up your win condition. And for Knife Party, that's what they needed. Looks like they will get one tower in the gate. The Hawkeye was soaking top. But with that, we do see that Knights that go Bork about half a level ahead, or slightly under that. Right away we see Knife Party posture themselves and take the bottom siege camp, all the while Knights that go Bork take their own. Looks like Knife Party was thinking of invading. If you wanted to invade, this would be the time. Knife Party able to take out or pick up their own, while Knights that go Bork clear the bottom siege, and now you're 20. So if you're, ooh, I was gonna say this is not where you want to be if you're Knife Party, and instantly you see Knights that go Bork run right at Knife Party. Uther's not gonna be able to get away. Diablo loses his souls. However, not quite losing all of them, but he's in danger of dying again, and the Hawk is still hiding top, or backs off to trying to provide some support. We do have two members of Knife Party still 30 seconds away, and you have got to be careful if you're Knife Party. Diablo having to dig away with that. Oh, you still got to be careful. They can easily turn on you. As far as 20 upgrades, we see Censure from the Anduin, Bad Medicine, Burning Despair, Big Red Button, and Radiant Faith. We do see Contagion, Hellgate, Psionic Shift, Pride, and Redemption through Uther. And interestingly, I believe Knights that go Bork could have invaded this. Now they're looking to do that, with Leo anchoring that bush, trying to prevent, and he's gonna try to. Oh, can he? Oh, he got the Entomb on that Kerrigan, and Kerrigan right away is able to teleport. So those are some pretty significant cooldowns, except they. I guess they're both back up about the same time. Did you know that Joe is really good? Yeah, did you know? News. Joe is really good. Ban her. We do see what will probably be the game-ending match, potentially, depending how it goes. Oh, we see the Blessed Shield come out and miss. That's a big cooldown, and if you are Knife Party, this is where you want to go in and take advantage of that. We do see the stun from Uther, and the flip on Anduin is gone. Leo's still there, and Gargantuan, see the Entomb on the Diablo, able to teleport out. We do see a 2-for-1 trade, and Kerrigan able to get the combo out, but having to step out from being under the fort. Now they're trying to focus on the objective. We see 11 to 11, but I mean, Big Red Button can do quite a bit of damage here. And Leo, oh, the engage onto the Odin, and oh, and he will go down, but Uther also goes down, but able to still heal. And does he have his... I really wanted to see the level 20 upgrade of Lightning Breath, but I'm surprised that the Silence Entomb is just so good. If he had the Silence Entomb, Diablo and Kerrigan couldn't teleport out, and so I was surprised that it was not picked up. We do see some catapults building up in the mid lane. Johan helping clean up the bottom lane with that knife party, marching with the Punisher on the top. John Cena doing quick work of that top fort. Do you see Leo picking up Siege Cam? It's going to be some mid lane pressure, and Dahak is going to have to help out with that. We see the leap onto the Zebo. They're able to kind of cut it away, but that Asmodan is starting to... those globes are starting to hurt quite a bit. See the wall going down, the jump, and... oh my god, look at that damage. Johanna was literally full health, and a globe, and I think a couple stomps from the Punisher, and she was less than half health. Those are really going to start hurting. Do you see the Hawk able to help clear mid somewhat, but still, Dahaka not the quickest at cleaning lanes. Asmodan able to make one globe and blows up the entire wave. We do see Knights to go Bork pick up the bottom siege, and now we're kind of in that position of the game where you're looking to see if you can get a pick, but you also don't want to make a mistake. We've seen teams rotate safely. Taka standing right at South Vision. They know each other. They know each other team is somewhere around here. That was Anduin. Whoa, Anduin's by himself. I thought it was Johanna. And then I'm like, no, that's Anduin. It's Anduin anchoring the bush. Maybe try to bait them with a light bomb, but probably not something that I would advise. You see both teams picking up their bruiser camps. Dahaka providing some anchoring. So now they both know they just were up there. So now we're playing the push out the lanes game, right? It looks though that Knights to go Bork are going to make a play for that bottom keep, and with that Nazebo, you gotta respect that. Nazebo can melt buildings real quickly. We do see them back off right away. Knights to go Bork are gonna have to respond to this top bruiser camp. It will take it if they ignore it. So it looks like we're just gonna have to wait until the next objective, which will be on the bottom lane. We do see a siege camp available. I imagine they're not gonna try. They are gonna try and invade it. I mean, provide a little more vision. Probably won't get too much value. The Takis player didn't get the Diablo memo. Yeah, that fight this. You gotta be careful with Diablo. even with that 25 armor. Right away we do see Knights go Bork. We see Odin getting popped. Life drain on Diablo. And so if you want to fight in maybe more in a space, right? You don't want to be fighting under Odin. We do see the engage onto the Odin. We see Light Bomb coming out, but then Kerrigan able to follow up, and Leo does go down. Johanna also going down. Odin still trying to help secure the objective, but gets a drag. And it's Kerrigan. Oh, Kerrigan does not have her abilities, and now she does. And there's a dead. Oh my. What a turn of events. We have Anduin. Oh, they're trying to pick up the last two. They only need two. Oh, it was so close. But even with that Punisher being picked up, if your knife party, I would just say you just go end. Oh, he did have Leo coming back. Oh, very smart. But even with that, if you're knife party, you go up top, that lane is pushed in. Everybody's going to be out for about 40 seconds or so, except Johanna. You could have made a play top, but I guess you could say this is the secure or the safer way. We do have pressure top as well, so that's going to be coming in soon. Knife party in a very strong position with everybody about 20 seconds. Leo a little bit more, but able to life drain trait value, right? We have Tychus back in popping Odin, but you got to be careful if you're Tychus. You gotta. Oh, here goes the Haka making a play. He's gonna get the drag. The sun comes out as well. Isolation misses, but it looks like. Oh, that's a lot of damage. It's just so much damage coming out, and lots of R buttons being pressed. But nonetheless, that's a 25-minute Punisher. With that, Knife Party able to there you go. Knife Party able to turn it around for the most, I would say, up until level 20, right? We had Knights Ago Bork get level 20 first. And won the first 3 of the Immortals, and or was it the first 2? But they were in a very strong position. And however, like I said earlier, Knife Party having to set up their win condition. They got that bottom fort, and for them, fortunately, the last Punisher was at the bottom. Let's look at some of the stats. We do see 128 damage, 128k damage from the Asmodan. Those globes were indeed hurting. We did see actually even Johanna, of course. Johanna, the casual Johanna, 4th highest DPS, beating everybody else. Johanna is very good, but Knife Party able to overcome the S+++ tier hero, and so I guess it makes sense that they let it go through. They feel confident about how to deal with Johanna, and it seems like with Diablo and that Kerrigan combo, and Johanna not taking Falling Sword, I think the engage was great, but that Falling Sword, especially the level 20 upgrade, is just such a good tool against what they were trying to do, and I imagine they probably would have wished they'd taken Falling Sword. We did see with the soak, Leo doing a great job, but overall we've seen a lot more soak from the side of Knife Party. All right, so meanwhile, let's see if I can update this. So let's see if we can get a update from teams. But I imagine that probably Diablo will get banned. Diablo, especially on Infernal Shrines, very strong. Potentially Asmodan. I mean, that damage from that Asmodan was very significant. And again, with that range that Asmodan has, you can do it from such a long distance. All right. Well, we'll take a quick break while teams are deciding first pick, map pick. So I'll see you shortly. All right, it looks like we do have Knights that go Bork opting for first pick. And with that, we did have Knife Party pick Volskaya. Volskaya actually one of the maps I do enjoy the most. And hey, Israel. Excuse me. Need to drink water. So Volskaya is one of those maps that's a guaranteed, almost always guaranteed level 20 map. It's very rare that we do see a game end before 20 and before the third objective, usually at the bottom. So with that, you can always keep in mind, hey, we're going to scale late, and we're going to play around that. I will note that, for example, in this last match, Knife Party selected Kerrigan, who typically is a very strong hero earlier, tends to fall a little bit later, right? But they matched that by having a very strong late game hero in Asmodan, and then overall with Diablo and Haka able to provide a lot of soak, kept him in the match until the last final Punisher. Looks like both teams are ready. If you're Knights that go Bork, that's something that you may consider. I don't think, I wouldn't imagine that Knife Party would play the Kerrigan again, but it might be that situation where you're like, hey, if it's not broke, why try and fix it? Well, let's see if the strategy of letting Joe through work this time. I would say Joe's probably even stronger here, right? Volskaya being a point control map, and so heroes that are able to provide point control and team fight have great value here. You see often Junkrat, Johanna, Stukov are heroes that get a lot of usage on this particular map. And I would imagine that I guess Knife Party could technically run the same comp as last time. Kerrigan able to kind of get in there. Asmodan, you're able to do a lot of damage. You kind of can predict where the enemy team is at quite easily. Looks like we're still waiting on a couple more. All right, it looks like we're gonna get started. So with that, we're going to be going over to Volskaya Foundry. Although a lot of people sometimes do not like. Yeah, they know the Hogger spins. Also, did I think I kept the draft mode screen still during the first match. Oh, I'm so sloppy. Here I thought I was ready for my first cast of the season, and everything went wrong. But it's okay. It's one of those things where it's a little rusty, but then once you get going, it's like riding a bike. Right away, we do see the immediate Alex Straza ban and in the Phoenix ban, so that's going to be probably a theme that we're going to see throughout the season for these two teams as far as opposing team bans. We do see the May getting banned out. Again, another hero who's very good at controlling the point for the objective here on Volskaya. We do see Rhaegar, so we see Johanna. This will probably be, until she gets nerfed, one of the few times you're going to see Johanna just go through. At least in like Division C, B, or I don't think I've quite seen Johanna go through. I think this is as many times she's gotten through as any other league combined tonight. So this is a special treat. We get to see Johanna play. Anyways, insta Johanna pickup, follow up with an Anduin and Asmodan. That's something I will say. That Anduin Light Bomb combo was very effective early on. However, Knife Party able to adjust afterwards. There we go. We do see the Stukov and Hanzo. So we do have the Stukov and Johanna providing great point control. Stukov, the other very oppressive healer on this particular map. I do like to see that. Hanzo able to provide vision. Two pretty good ultimates. You're starting to see more Dragon Strike play. You're able to predict where the enemy team is going to be as well here. We do see the Blaze banned out again, so I think that's the same bans for Knife Party. Again, I guess they figured, hey, it's not broken, so why try to fix it? I don't think May was banned last time. Yeah, that's a very good point. If you let her through, you get the two picture. Diablo, I was going to say, I don't think they allow Diablo to go through this time. Diablo is one of those heroes where if you look at his win rate in Storm League, it's still very low, but competitive play, he's just so strong. So he's one of those heroes who's very difficult to balance just because Storm League obviously very different than competitive play. The Hawker coming out and Stitches. That's very nice. Stukov has to self-root himself to do his silence. An easy target for his Stitches. However, they're opting to give up some point control. So the idea is you're going to give up that initial point control to try and get a pick. So the question might be is, can you land the hooks? So it's going to be up to Knives. A Mephisto and a Gazlo. Again, Gazlo, another very strong point control. So right off the bat, Knights that go Bork, their point control is very strong. And they have 2 DPSs that can poke from very far away. Mephisto can be very slippery. However, he's rather immobile besides his teleport, right? Although temporary. Stitches can use that to predict, because he knows he has to get back. And we do see the Kerrigans are pretty much most of the same draft. We do see the Android being switched out. We do see a Stitches. And so again, we have a strong early game hero with a scaling hero as well. And on the side of Knights that go Bork, very strong too. Very, very good point control. But we'll see. I mean, I was biased. I thought that there's no way that Johanna loses, right? And of course, I got proven wrong. So with that, I can't say that I can doubt that Johanna just is an insta guaranteed win. But I still think we'll be rather strong. So with that, we do have, again, Madlock on the Johanna. Yatter on the... And I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. Yatter on the Gazlo. Ikari on the Hanzo. 10 on the Mephisto. Silver Spy on the Stukov. Sabine on the Aswagdan again. Warris Fun. Dahaka. Deadboard on Anduin. Parabolic on the Kerrigan again, and Knives on the Stitches. So again, as I said, Knights that go Bork have very strong point control compared to what Knife Party can do. So it's gonna, I think if it's the play is gonna be, if your Knife Party, can you get that hook? And I assume gonna be a Gorge, and I imagine it's going to be very difficult until 13. I play Stitches quite often as well, and it's very you feel very limited. You can still make plays, but you still feel very limited until 13 once you get that increase of your hook. So I imagine after 13, we do see the hook and miss. But Knives is just going to have to go fishing. That's typically what when I play Stitches, I tell my teammates I'm fishing, as in I'm just predicting where the enemy team is at. I have no idea. I'm just fishing. And sometimes, like fishing in real life, you catch something or you have to wait and you miss. We do see the fortification camp, the turret being picked up, and right away we do see Knights that go Bork posturing for an invade. The Gazlo there, and again, Johanna able to zone out the other members of Knife Party, and they're having to give up their turret. So now, with Knights that go Bork, with great value having 2 turrets, a strategy you often see teams do here is play the how many toys can we collect, and just drop them all at once. An objective, we do see Mephisto soaking with the moves. Mephisto, I don't know if that was Mephisto or Lucio, with those moves that 10 has on Mephisto. Wow, very cheeky. We see they're starting it. Are they able gonna? Okay, they get the. But again, with the point control, they're gonna drop a turret for this. We do see Dahaka die. Pharaoh came in and tried to surprise support. So they traded the turret for the health bar, which you can argue is probably more valuable. Do you see Kerrigan rotating down? And I think what I need to do is too many tabs open. If you're like me, you're the type that I'm the type that has like 100 and something plus tabs because I don't know, I have problems. What can I say? I get tab happy and I end up having a lot more tabs than I should have. But I think that should help. Did you see the first objective being controlled by knights that go Bork? The combo on, we're gonna have to see, make a hook, make a play, and otherwise knights that go Bork, very strong. We do see that they're gonna start their own. Yep. Oh no, caster disconnected. That's not good. Okay, let's see. Alright. So apparently someone in my house reset the router. And I should have told him don't be resetting the router, please. And we get disconnected. I was able to get back on though. Okay. Okay, there you go. Again, I apologize about that. As I said, it seems like everything that can go wrong is going wrong today. And we did have knights that go Bork, able to pick that up. They got their 10s first. We're seeing failing swipe from Stukov. Dragon Strike, Blessed Shield, Gravel Bomb, Endurance. So I'm still surprised. I guess Falling Sword doesn't make as much sense. We do see the engage right away with the Light Bomb. And the big silence, members of Knife Party getting very low, having to back up. Dehaka was going to drop Isolation, but it gets pulled away and able to survive. We did see Isolation, Light Bomb. Stitches didn't pick his yet. I imagine it would be Gorge. Tide of Sin, and Summon Ultralisk. Yeah, the big F. My internet went out, and I'm like, why is it out? And I go outside, and they're like, oh, we were resetting the router. I'm like, please don't do that. I was in the middle of a cast. You see Mephisto slightly out of place, able to get away using the conveyor belt, disengage. And so, similar to last game, right? Game 1. A strong showing thus far from Knights that go Bork, but as we saw, that Asmodan able to provide a lot of pressure. And then, again, those stacks, they don't hurt right now, but later on, they will. We saw the damage Sabine had on that Asmodan. It's rather significant. Knife Party able to pick up the support camp. Are they going to be contested? It doesn't look like it. Parabolic able to pick it up. We do see Dehaka And Gaslow dueling it out. Knights go Bork slightly ahead on XP, about half a level. Ooh, I saw that, Knives. It's one of those where if you were level 13, that would have been a hook. So like I said, oh, the engage on the Kerrigan. We see the pull. We do see Dragon Strike come out, but Stitches and Kerrigan going down. But I guess you say it's okay, you get value out of that, but with the objective coming up, some of these, I guess most of them will be available, and we do see Dahaka getting rooted and silenced, not able to press any of his buttons. While the Wild Gaslow going to be able to get some free push bottom. So it worked out. I think, yeah, most of these cooldowns are going to be available by the time they have to fight over this objective again. So if you're a Knife Party, you're probably in a position where you're like, hey, let's just push another lane. We do see the Kerrigan trying to chase the Gaslow, but you don't want to cue Benny Hill music. Benny Hill theme song, right? Oh, that Azmodan. Like I said, those are gonna hurt later on. You see Knife Party picking up their fortification camp. You see that damage so far. Yeah, we do see still rather early in the match. 10 minutes. And with Knights go Bork a full level ahead, we do see the Gaslow getting gorged. He's able to drop Gravel Bomb and able to get a full team. And oh wow, very. And he's and he got away. And he did not. Very well played. That's something that definitely cliffed that. That was Gravel Bomb value. With the silence and the Dragon Strike kind of showing the capabilities of that combo. Even if it was used to kind of try to, not to initiate, but more of a defensive, just trying to save myself situation. You just see the Haka trying to prevent or help clear, but the Haka by themselves don't think it's going to be able to do much. We do see the members of Knife Party spawning back up. We have a little bit of pressure up top. It looks like Azmodan's going to go deal with that. You see the Gravel Bomb combo coming out missing on the Stitches. Again, Knights to go Bork in a very strong position. All the while, though, we do see Dahaka and Azmodan. And again, oh, it might be close. Dahaka. Ooh, Dahaka. Azmodan able to heart the wave. But, like I said, you gotta set up your win condition, and there you have it. Even though they're down almost, about a level and a half almost, actually. Knife Party does have, at least setting up their win condition, able to get up their siege camp. Both teams do. Knife Party eyeing that support camp, potentially being careful, because tight spaces with that Gravel Bomb. And right away we engage by Johanna. We do the silence. Stern's coming out with the Dragon Strike combo, and surprisingly, at least for the moment, no one has gone down. Stitch is getting really low, able to get pulled. Is that the second pull? But it looks like Dahaka not as lucky. Dude of Vines, thanks for the follow. Oh, we do see the actual follow-up. It's busy. Say thank you, but Kerrigan going down. We do see the Mephisto being gorged. They're going to be able to get value out of this. Going to teleport, you know, temporarily, but are they going to be able to provide support? And oh, able to get a hook, but not on the Mephisto that I imagine Knives is targeting with that. Looks like they're going to be able to get that bottom fort. And speaking of win conditions, they have a clear path to the core now. You have that. That was one of the siege is still with a tidbit of HP left. The Hawker dug top, but immediately backed off. Gaslo moving over to clear that while the rest of the team picks up the support camp. And again, similar situation as game 1. Knights that go Bork at level 20, but this time Knife Party a little bit further behind. I would the objective is bottom, so I mean, if you are Knife Party, I would say you even just try to push that top keep. I mean, there's not much you can do unless you can get a pick. A very difficult situation. How we're having that Dahaka is nice, being able to have that global soak. Azmodan, as you can see, able to instantly clear waves. We do see Knights go Borg push themselves aggressively, which they should. They imagine they just want to run at the team, and you only have to have one member Stukov on the point. All the while, we do have Haka ushering the waves as much as he can, trying to take structures, get the XP back. But if they're getting caught, the combo does come out. We do see Dragon Bob and Stitch is very low, going down. And Knife Party playing with fire. You know they have 20s and they know that you're split. I mean, they're gonna go right at you. Jonah has Blessed Shield. Picked up the 20 upgrade. We do have Rock Bomb Toss from the Gazlo. Bio Explosion Switch. Unspeakable Horror, the upgrade for Endurance. And then upgrade to Dragon Strike. All the while, we do see the rest of the members of Knights That Go Bork pick up another turret. We still have 90 couple percentage left, and I mean, I would have liked to see Knife Party just go top, and you know, even if they bring 4 members to try to respond to you and leave one bottom, they would have to respect that. With the 16, I mean, I have underestimated these protectors before. I say you just have to jump on that Hanzo, or get a hook, I should say. We did see the gauge again by Johanna, Light Bomb, Dragon Strike combo, and oh wow. That's a very scary combo, well executed. And with that, it looks like we do see Durance being secured, and will be a full team white. And with that, core will be going down rather quickly, and GG's. So quite a turnaround as far as now I'm kicked out. Great. So won't be able to show you the what is this game? What is going on? God. So apologize by I just don't know what to say. I've never had that happen where I guess that's because I disconnected, and now I'm having an update. Oh, I can't. I'm just taking L's today. Oh, God. I apologize. uh, what a day for me. All I wanted to do was stream or cast some HOTS. And I guess it was a bad day for me. But with that, we did see a very scary combo on the side of Knights that go Bork. They're able to execute that. I was the Durance, the Johanna set up to the Durance and the Silence and the Dragon Strike, and on top of that, also a Gravel Bomb is just the setup for that. Very scary. And they're able to, get an XP lead, and at that point, you just run at the enemy team and just press your R buttons, and it wouldn't really matter. But a very good job. It was looking very similar to Game 1, but this time around, Knife Party being a little bit further behind on XP made it a little more difficult for them to get back up. And again, I think they should have maybe made a play for that top fort, or top keep, I should say, and try and get, either, play chicken, try and do something. They hung around bottom and they got picked off. And so that's very challenging for Knife Party. And so, okay, I'm back. I'm back in. Okay, great. Unfortunately, I won't be able to show you the stats. But we can say that Knights that go Bork did a lot better this time. Knights that... Okay, looks like we're going to Battlefield of Eternity. Okay, so this time around, again, Johanna won. Okay, so it's safe to say that Johanna takes the crown again as being overpowered, right? The narrative comes back to life. Johanna's OP. However, we're going to be going to Battlefield of Eternity, and this time it was picked by Knights that go Bork. So I think Knife Party's probably going to say, maybe we should get first pick and maybe force them to ban Johanna. God. Well, that was a very good second game. It's a very good, very strong showing. Able to just control the match. I mean, like I just mentioned, Voltsky comes down to point control, and Knights that go Bork had plenty of that, and it was very challenging. And yeah, as you said, Marbuckle, they just had. It was difficult to land hooks. First of all, I mean, if you hit the hook on Johanna, that's not obviously she could just use her trait, walk away. But also, it was very challenging to get a setup. And this is where, as much as I love, for example, a Dahaka, something like an Imperius, something that can follow up, right? When you have an Asmodan, and that's something that I will say, when you have an Asmodan, I think the question I would ask is, do we need a Dahaka, right? I mean, a Dahaka is very strong, so it's like Asmodan can provide some of the lane. First of all, lane carrying is amazing, but also some of that semi-global presence with the trait. So KGB Bork. And I think I saw that you had a newer logo. I wasn't able to get it in time, and so I think that they have a newer logo that just has the Bork, right? It doesn't have KJB on it. But I appreciate you hanging out with me. It's again first cast of the season, and I set the bar very low, so I'm kind of proud of myself. I set the bar very low, and it can only get better. So that's what I have to look forward to now. The rest of the season, I don't think it could get any worse. I mean, it could get worse, but unlikely. We do see some newer players coming in. We have Meebus or Lime Bus. Very familiar with you, obviously. Playing Division E. Looks like a sub. Yeah, and that's something you would be concerned, right? Is that your Asmo can get ganked. It looks like we do have knives coming in, so it looks like offlaner. No, knives, worst fun subbing. So we did have one sub. Ha! You could make me feel that I could cast. Yes, you can. You just gotta jump in there and do it. And as you can see with my, hopefully my cast inspires you. You're like, man, if this guy is casting, then I can. So yeah, for sure. That's what I did. I was like, oh, I got home. I'm gonna pick up this cast. I went through an hour early. Everything sounds good, looks good. And then my sound is too loud. My mic is too low. My internet goes out. I disconnect. At the end, can't show stats. Yeah, it's anybody can do it. It's very fun though. Once you get going, if you are a person who has public speaking experience, it might be easier. I know that for some individuals, if you're not as practiced and kind of casting or public speaking, it might be a little intimidating. But the best thing I would say is just go for it. It's kind of fun. Well, it is fun, except when situations like mine occur, right? It's like everything's going wrong, but it's okay. It's how you deal with adversity. And we're seeing knives showing in and out. So maybe playing some mind games. Or maybe just having bad internet. Which would be okay. I'm happy that I wouldn't be the only one that has had bad internet today. Yeah, I have done some co-casting in the past, but at least for me, a lot of my schedules I can't always commit to a stream ahead of time, and my streams are more like impromptu. So it's kind of like, hey, I got home, I have some time, and this team needs to be casted. Why not? And so it's a little bit more challenging to get co-casters that way. So most of the time, I fly solo. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, to be honest, I know that most people are like, as long as it's plain, I don't want to listen to Dark Knight, so I'll just mute him. you know. Either way, I'm happy. So it looks like finally everybody's here. We did have one sub on the side of Knife's party. No, Knife's party. Knife is party. Party is Knife. Knife is party. That's the best thing too, being able to butcher people's names. It's another great skill that I have. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh. Excuse me, getting a drink. I think they were waiting on me. Okay, now they're starting. Yeah. All right, so we're moving in now to Battlefield of Eternity. So we went from I guess an objective-based map to I guess Los Gatos objective, more point control-y. And now to a tooling map where you have to use a different set of skills again. Instant Phoenix Span. Oh, Johanna. We're seeing the first Johanna ban of the day for the match series. In game number 3. I guess Knife Party figured, hey, we'll make them... We refuse to ban Johanna, we'll make them ban Johanna. Yeah, I try to... As far as constructive criticism, I try to be constructive, but obviously it's not perfect. Like, for example, last match, I thought Knife Party should have gone and maybe tried to make a play for that top forward. I mean, you're down 2 levels. It's so hard to do anything. And then we saw the resulting end. Maybe would not have changed the outcome nonetheless, but you gotta give yourself an opportunity. We do see the Blaze and May. And Rhaegar, even after the nerfs, is still a really strong healer. I think he's flying under the radar. And we do see the Hanzo and Diablo. They figured, you ban Johanna, we're going to take your Diablo. Hanzo with that Dragon Strike. Very scary combo. That was, again, very... I think somebody clipped it, right? Yeah, you did. That was a very nice combo on the side of Knights Go Bork, but basically Vala being pucked up. The traditional racer, as you can say, on this map. And Ubarak, another very... I would say just slightly below Johanna. Has all the tools. Engage, Cocoon. The only issue is sometimes can be kind of squishy, but if you play him right, can be a very good tank indeed. The second round of bans coming out. We do see Dahaka. And again, we've seen Dahaka being highly contested, and even on Battlefield of Eternity, traditionally a map that you wouldn't think that Dahaka would be played on. Actually, you do see quite a bit, right? Strong CC. We do see that Stukov ban, very strong. I imagine you would see a healer getting picked up here on the side of Knights of Go Bork. Anduin is available. Brightwing can help with disengaging in Ubarak.
I hear the call.
see Silver Spy picking up Tyrande. And 10 going back to Nazebo. Again, Q build Nazebo, very good actually as far as Racer. He can kind of do it sort of safely. So we have Hanzo and Nazebo fairly strong. Let's see what Knives party is gonna. We see Zarya in Paris, so we have a Vala hyper carry situation. I'd imagine this is Bloodlust. This is a Bloodlust Rhaegar. I mean, if you're going with a hyper carry, you gotta go with Bloodlust, right? Last pick being Leo. And again, this makes sense. We do see the Entomb Dragon Strike combo, and I imagine that's something we'll see here. And probably the spooky ghost from Nazebo, right? Entomb, Dragon Strike, Ravenous Spirit. We don't see any switches. I guess we'll see you briefly.
Leonidas drops the stun and drops the full ult. Oh my goodness, look at the health bars. Gets a quad kill.
Should find the kill. Lunara will clean up that fight. Oh my god, I can't believe it. It is going to be Soul Shield. You gotta be kidding me.
Trying to take the 3v1, gets one, looking for the second. Crispy is popping off.
Looks like that Blizzard may connect with 4 people.
People, Lady Ronin! Oh my goodness, what a chat!
That was really good.
All right. Welcome to Battlefield of Eternity. On the side of Knights that go Bork, Ikari on the Hanzo, Matlock on Diablo, Silver Spy on Tyrande, and 10 on Zebo, Yatter on the Leoric, Meebus on the Imperius, the sub that came in, while we have the 4-man, Parabolic on the Rhaegar, saving. Oh, sorry. Get a message on that Zarya. A noob on, or knives on the noob, and War's fun. Did I mention I got done with work? Long day of work, and then I decided to cast. Nonetheless, with that Rhaegar able to provide wave clear, Diablo diving into the towers, taking a lot of damage, getting stunned out, and it will pay the. Oh, actually gets away. Tyrande showing the strong heals. We see Imperius, Leo shaking hands at top. The overpower from Diablo with the ball bang, followed with the stun by Tyrande. Very nice. A noob following up. We do see a rotation of Leo coming down. Hasn't shown yet. Imagine he's trying to bait out that. I would say. I think they saw him, but they're still gonna go in. This is a 4v5. 10 very low on that Zebo, but able to step away. But with the 5v4, oh, even with that, able to get the turnaround and first blood. Diablo goes down. We do see the Leo potentially gonna go down. Those shields from that Zarya able to provide great value, so very good start. All the while, Imperius doing his best to clear minions at top, but even a 4v5, the shielding from that Zarya able to provide a lot of value. What seemed to be a favorable position for Knights to go Bork ends up not being so. The first tower goes down, and 10 gets stunned and falls. And with that, a noob. Knife Party is able to push down towers and potentially even push this further. I mean, Beetles provide. I mean, you have Avala who just can melt this as well. It looks like they might step away a little bit. Oh, they're still here. Getting very low, but the objective is up. I imagine you'd want to go back and reset. We did have Knights Go Bork start there. Bruiser camp. Leo very low. Oh, got down to 38 health. That would have been trait value for sure. We do see Gazebo, Hanzo go up to race. It looks like Knife Party decides to start their camp as well. So I would have liked to see Knife Party back up a little bit earlier, but I guess if you can take structure, you might as well take it. They got a big chunk out of it. To imagine the Angels might not get that much value, especially early on. We do see Knife Party trying to defend. I guess they're trying to get a pick. We do see the stun from Imperius. Ooh! Nice double stun, and Silver Spy able to get away, right? At this point, I guess you send the Vala over. We do have that top camp pushing still, so Leo's going to have to deal with this. The rest of Knife Party sticking around to help defend. Hanzo should be able to poke quite a bit of this. Knives able to soak a lot of it. Rhaegar and Vala trying to do work on this, but imagine... yeah, Nazebo can throw spiders in there, and Noob is, I thought we were going to be down, gets shielded, able to get away. Oh, does go down. Leo got it. And even with a really big lead on the Angel, we do see Knights Go Bork able to secure it. Going to be going down to that bottom lane that has already been weakened by Knife Party. But even with that, they're still same XP. I imagine they should at least be able to get the wall. It depends on Vala, since Vala is their only real burn. I guess Zarya can provide some as well. Rexor's also not too bad for a support. But it looks like it will be taking damage. Oh, I don't know why this... There we go. As I move my mouse, it decides to go down when I try to refocus. But with that, it took some damage. But as you see, they got a lot of value early on, and even with the objective, didn't quite evenly trade out, and even more so with that top camp pushing. Got some value up top. We do see Zebo going top. Try to take that camp. We do see Knife Party posturing themselves to try and do damage to that, and you imagine that has to go down. Let's back up. I guess they didn't know it was a 4v3. They could have easily pushed into it. But with this camp, sliver of health, and it should be going down with a few more auto attacks. And it does go down. All the while we do have Paris still trying to clear up this lane, obviously. Not the best, and didn't take the AoE here. I guess for Battlefield of Eternity you don't quite need it. It's rather nice. Looking at XP, we do see that both teams are rather close. Knife Party slightly ahead. Let's go Bork, pick up their Bruiser camp. With that, Nice Party decides they're going to back off, and this time try to focus on the objective. I guess their team is set up to just be defensive and let Vala burn. We do see 10s being picked up, instant snap. We do have actually a Dragon Arrow this time. And they are able to get 2 members down from Knife Party with that camp push in the bottom. And a noob gets his cocoon, tried to cocoon to save himself, but ended up pretty much body blocking himself. But we did see Starfall, Dragon's Arrow this time, Apocalypse, Entomb, and Gargantuan. Not quite what I expected, but I guess you can always throw Gary on the point and help secure the objective. I was expecting Ravenous Spirit with Dragon Strike, potentially, on the side of Knife Party. We do have Rain of Vengeance, Cocoon, Ancestral Healing, Angelic Armaments, and Explosion Zone. I was hoping, really hoping for the Bloodlust, you know? You gotta go in there. Noob gotta be careful. Got stunned out by the Angel, but able to get shielded and walk away for a moment. But you gotta be careful. You gotta respect that Diablo engage. And it looks like this Angel with a rather healthy shielding should be able to take this out. Especially with the Nazebo throwing spiders and frogs. And it will go down. Still relatively healthy with 50%. We do see the Dragon Arrow APOC combo coming out. Nicely done. We do see Rhaegar using his Dance Throw, trying to get out, but not able. Looks like he's actually able to get out. Nifty footwork by Parabolic. I thought, I assumed Rhaegar was toast, but able to have some moves like Jagger, right? Be able to get away. However, if you're Imperious, you gotta be mindful that fort doesn't have much HP, and they're gonna dive you. Gets entombed. That's. I always forget that the Q can always slide out. It's always like, oh, he's done. Oh no, he can Q out. And again, we're seeing Knights of Bork able to pick up objectives early, give themselves an early XP lead. They pick up the bottom siege camp. Knights Party in a situation where they had to pick up their siege camp or the bruiser camp a little bit earlier than probably you would want to, but it's one of those situations where we're down XP, we're down levels, they can invade us, so it's better if we just take the XP and don't let them invade. At even levels now, even though you're about just under half a level, or under one level. Knife Party, I would say you want to be a little more aggressive. And that Diablo wall bangs on the Rhaegar. Dragon Strike APOC combo coming out with Starfall and Tomb. Rhaegar not able to do his intentional healing. Hanzo cocooned the whole time, but it was not going to matter. And I mean, I gotta say, you can tell that either they're getting really lucky or they've been practicing these combos. Very well executed. Very well executed. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, right? I called it. I wonder if they practiced it. Yeah. That's very good timing on the wall bang. The arrow comes out to hit just as APOC then hits after that. I mean, that kind of timing. It has to be luck, right? No one can do that. It's impossible. And again, we see Knights of Bork able to secure the second Immortal. With level 16s, Knife Party has to be very careful. This is a situation where you can potentially end. BOE is one of those maps that a couple picks here and there, and this is a relatively healthy shielded Immortal. This can be ended. So it's, we have the Arrow, APOC combo, Starfall, Entomb. I mean, it looked great execution, but this time they weren't able to secure any kills. So now you know that Knights of Go Bork press all the R buttons, but still, you gotta focus on burning that immortal. If you see the engage with Imperius, but he's gonna be going down. And with Imperius down, it looks like it's a little too much. Yeah, there you go. It looks like game number 3 going to Knights that Go Bork. GG's. Okay, this time, okay, no disconnect this time. Great. And a very strong showing after, I mean, for game 1, we'd see that Knights that Go Bork were, for the most part, in control until the very end. Knife Party able to take advantage of a strong team fight, able to turn around and secure game 1. Game 2, we do see that they were able to turn it around. They got Johanna again, Golovalskaya, and had a really strong team, able to get a win and take us to a game 3. Always like to see a game 3. And looking at the stats real quickly, really strong showing. Wait, am I seeing this correctly? Am I seeing this correctly? Is this a top? Wait, yes. This is a top damage Tyrande? Very nice. I was like, am I pressing on the healing? Yeah, very, very, very good damage. I guess with the Starfall and everything, it came through. Even with that, still providing relatively similar healing to Rhaegar. And so, I mean, you see a 12-3. It seems like everything was going right on the side of Knights that Go Bork. I think some of you are watching. But let's see if we can get an interview. But again, nice turnaround on the side of Knights that Go Bork. Let's see. Messaged one of the members of Knights that Go Bork. Let's see if we can get someone to hop in and do an interview. Let's go back up to the... Let's see.
Hello.
Hello there. And so, good. And first, congratulations on your reverse sweep.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It was a little hairy at the beginning there, but we pulled it out in the end.
Yeah, very strong showing. Throughout the match, I was just stating how you showed very strong throughout all 3 games, really. It seemed like game 1, Knife Party was able to get themselves in a position where they had a win condition and they got a fight, and you know how it goes, HOTS. And so,
yeah,
I guess there's not much I can say about game 1 besides that they let Joe through. I was just...
Yes.
Joe is... I was expecting the Joe to be banned out, and then Joe wasn't banned. I was like, wait, like, did she get nerfed or something? I was like, did she get nerfed this morning? And I wasn't paying attention. But she got through.
I was very surprised.
Yeah. So, what were your thoughts once you saw that Joe was available?
Well, we were super excited because we've had a Joe Ando in comp for a long time. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we were a little out of practice with it, however, because every time we've been playing lately, Joe has been banned, and I think that kind of showed through in the first game. Because there were some missed shields for myself. We weren't really gelling completely. I feel like we kind of had it in hand early, and then had some bad fights and some bad combos that didn't line up properly at the end there. But we were very excited once we saw the Joe go through. That was an instant lock, no question for us.
Okay. I'm trying to change your volume. Apparently, you're super loud, but that's fine.
Sorry, apologies.
No, it's fine. It's better to hear you than me. But anyway, so I mean, obviously, you got Joe, and I was like, well, it's a win, right? And obviously, I was proven wrong. But moving on to game 2, going to Volskaya at the draft, at this point, I was kind of thinking, we want point control heroes. And again, we see that Johanna was not banned out. So how did you feel this time around? Because you had it the first time. However, it didn't quite, I guess you say, work out. So how did you think? Well, maybe you don't want to play Joe, or you're like, no, we're just going to play Joe again. Like, it's there.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, Joe, before they brought her talents in line with where they should have been, was kind of an instant lock for us to begin with, right?
Yeah.
We're very comfortable with Joe.
Yeah.
So any opportunity that we have to play her, well, we will take. There have not been many as of late. But a lot of our comps for the past couple of seasons have been built around Johanna engages, and I'm a very comfortable tank on Johanna. So it was one of those situations where we said, all right, if we get the opportunity, we've now had a game under our belts to get used to this again. So let's just see if we can make it work, make some tweaks here and there, and see where it goes from there.
And yeah, and so take me through game 2 and maybe game 3, just because I don't want to take up too much of your time. You were able to I will say that combo of taking Blizzy Shield and then followed up with either Gravo, Durance, and Dragon Strike. I mean, obviously, I was like, either you're really lucky or you have practiced this a lot or enough.
we have practiced, our wombo combos, as we call them.
Yeah.
There were a couple different engages. We always want to have a different option, so we can look at any fight a number of different ways, and it worked out really well for us there. If it was the grav bomb that started it, if it was the shield that then was followed up by the grav bomb, we were contemplating taking Dragon Arrow as opposed to Dragon Strike. The Dragon Strike ended up working out. Everything kind of just went our way that second game once we had the first game with Joe, under our belts and got a little more comfortable again.
Yeah, and I think there was one particular one that I recall. I think Gazla was caught out and he got gorged, but then he dropped Gravel Bomb and he was still able to turn that around and he almost got away. But it kind of showed that like you said, like it seemed like there's a few different engages that can happen and everybody else can follow up with that. So again, kudos to everybody being able to kind of follow up on that. And then lastly, game 3, going to Battlefield of Eternity.
Sure.
Again, this time they picked the map, right? So then, they had first pick, so then you picked the map.
First pick, yeah.
So obviously we got our first ban of Johanna, so no more Johanna play for the night, for the season. But
right.
So how did you feel coming into that one, as far as what you were trying to achieve? Their combination, being kind of like a hyper carry situation, can be very scary.
Yeah. Again, a lot of our decisions are built around our comps and around how we want to engage. And on this particular map, we had a few different options. Once we saw that there was a Vala situation and there was the potential for a hyper carry situation, we knew that we wanted to try to win fights. So that's what we drafted to do. And again, giving a few different options as to how we could win those fights and who could engage. So it doesn't have to be coming from any one person. The shot can be called by one person, but there are multiple different ways that we can look at it. Again, it was something that worked out. Those arrows followed up by those apocs.
Those lucky arrows, right? Those very lucky arrows.
Very lucky. Not practiced at all.
Yeah.
Not planned in the least. This is the first time we've ever run this comp. Actually.
Yeah. No, I would say it was very well executed. I think what I noted is that you engaged on somebody, and it seemed like the rest of the team would then collapse on you on the Diablo, and as they're collapsing on you, the arrow was coming to hit, and then the APOC followed up to that into the Starfall. And I just noted out, if you look at the stats, Toronto with the top damage. Shout out.
Yeah,
to,
we were we were thinking about sending Silver Spy over for this for this interview because top
Yeah,
damage Duranda. I mean, how could you not?
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, listen, those Starfalls were killer, and he picked off a few kills with them as well, so it worked out really well.
yeah. And so with that, I mean, I don't think I have much to say. I mean, all three games very strong, but obviously, you always have to kind of consider how you can lose the match, and so it kind of went one bad fight at the end, but very dominant game two and threes. And so
Yeah.
with that, I think I'm looking at the stands, and I don't think the ones I have are updated quite a bit, but it looks like you guys should be moving up now, up with 3 points. Well, everybody has like one or two matches. It's kind of weird, so I think the standings right now don't make too much sense.
Right.
But yeah, it looks like you have a very solid roster, and obviously you're gonna. I think there's a few other strong teams there as well. But with that, any shout outs that you like to?
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to my team and our coaches. Shout out to NGS. Shout out to you for casting this. Knife Party for giving us a hell of a series. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, thank you all very much, and thanks again for the cast, and thanks NGS and everybody else.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. Even though, as you probably watch it later on, I'm gonna have to stitch this together. I had a lot. Everything went wrong for me tonight, but I'll probably have to stitch it together in a program, and I'll post it up whenever. As soon as I
The
can.
life of a streamer. That's the way it works.
Yeah, and so again, good luck with the rest of your season, and look maybe forward to casting some future games as well.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. I look forward to it. Have a good night.
A good night. All right, so with that, very exciting matchup, and again, very strong showing by Knights that go Bork. I actually really enjoyed. I think a couple clips there, a couple engages that were clip worthy, and so very fun indeed. And again, thank you for joining me, and thank you for the patience with all the technical difficulties throughout the match. I definitely need to kind of go back and reassure everything's set up for the next one. But with that, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you all around on the Nexus. Have a good one.
Sure.